Hey everyone, it's Dwayne here. Welcome to this episode of the Snapshots from the Summit, brought to you by Conquer Your Everest. You can head on over to conqueryourEverest.today for more info on how we can help you escape the prison that's keeping you trapped and unlocking the money vault. So today I want to talk about music, actually. I don't want to talk about jazz, but unfortunately I don't have a musical bone in my body, but there's some lessons that we can learn from jazz musicians as we're looking to create wealth, as we're looking to escape the 9-to-5 prison that's keeping us trapped, and as we look to unlock the money vault. So to give you the backstory, right? So if we imagine learning classical music, so we're given the sheet music, we are taught that we are to basically play that particular song or that particular as you can hear. So you're taught to play that song the same way and to perfect that particular way of playing the songs until we get it 100% literally the same as it was played way back when the song was written by a famous musician, right? But in jazz, it's different. There's three things that you're taught in jazz musician when you become a jazz musician or when you're learning to become a jazz muso, and these three things are basically the fundamentals of all things jazz, right? And the first thing that you're taught when you become a jazz muso is that you need to find your own voice, right? So that's in direct opposition to what you're taught in classical music, where here's the sheet music, you play the sheet music as it's shown on the sheet, right? In jazz, you're taught you need to find your own voice, right? Find your own voice. And the second thing they teach you, so that's number one, find your own voice. And the second thing they teach you is never play the same song, or never play the song the same way twice. Never play the song the same way twice. So that again flies in the face of everything you're taught in classical music or other types of learning musical instruments, etc. You're taught to play the same song the same way every time. But in jazz, we're taught find your own voice, never play the song the same way twice. And the third thing we're taught in jazz is that you need to know the basics, the fundamentals, inside out. So you need to know the foundations of jazz music. You need to know it back to front, upside down, inside out, right? So let's go through those three things again. Jazz music, jazz musicians or beginning jazz musicians are taught to find their own voice, never play the song the same way twice, and to know the basics, right? Know the basics inside and out. Now, how can we apply that to our life, to entrepreneurship, to escaping the rat race, to unlocking the money vault, right? How can we apply those fundamentals that jazz musicians are taught to our own lives? And the first thing is to find your own voice is to be unique, right? Don't be like everybody else, right? Because fundamentally, 95% of people end up broke. They don't create wealth. So if we do what they do, then we're going to end up the same way. So don't do what they do. There's a fantastic story that I learnt from Dan Kennedy. And it was about a young man going to a first day on the job at a used car dealership. And so he was asking a bit of advice. What should I do? And the advice he got was, well, have a look at what everyone else is doing, all the other salespeople on the used car dealership, what they do, and don't do any of it, right? Because 95% of people are unsuccessful. So the first lesson that we can learn from jazz is that we want to be unique. Okay. The second thing we can learn from jazz is that they say in jazz to never play the song the same way twice. And what you want to be is an innovator. You want to be someone that is looking to push the comfort zone, getting out of the comfort zone, looking, how can I do things differently? Not being a copycat, not doing the same as everyone else, okay? So how can you innovate? How can you bring something to the world that is going to be beneficial and make an enormous impact? So how can you innovate? And number 3, the thing that we can learn from jazz is that we want to know the basics, the fundamentals. We want to know them inside and out. So we have a solid foundation of being able to create wealth, unlock the money vault, so that we can escape the prison of the 9 to 5. So let's just go over those things again. 1, be unique. Don't be like everyone else. Number 2, innovate. How can you innovate? How can you bring massive impact to the people that you serve, or that you're looking to serve, or the business you're looking to create? How can you bring something unique and something innovative to that marketplace? And number 3, have a solid foundation. Create solid foundations on which to build wealth from. Know those fundamentals. Know those fundamentals of building wealth. Know those fundamentals of creating business. Know those fundamentals inside out, upside down, and you cannot go wrong. So that's what Jazz Musos can teach us about creating the life that we want to create by being able to unlock the money vault, escape the 9 to 5. Those are the things we can learn from Jazz Musos. So it's just to reiterate again: 1, be unique. Number 2, innovate. Bring something new to the marketplace. And number 3, know those fundamentals inside out, upside down. So this has been a Snapshots from the Summit episode. This is Dwayne here for the folks here at Conquer Your Everest. Until next time, wishing you a fantastic day.